Elsewhere at the State House, an Assembly committee started hearing how Christie's proposed cuts to environmental and clean energy programs will have effect on ones that lawmakers very much want to preserve. Environment correspondent Ed Rogers has that story.
The Assembly Environment Committee focused on the impact of two of the Christie administration's cuts in the current state budget, a more than $30 million funding freeze to the State Highlands Council. Its executive director says the money was used to help towns and counties in the region implement the plan aimed at protecting the water supply for 5.4 million people and to replace the tax revenue towns lose when land is preserved.
If the funds aren't available, the municipalities don't basically have the ability to implement the plan in all its varied elements. So it slows down the pace, and if there's no funding, obviously there will be no implementation. Our hope is that we can move forward and have the funding such that we can keep the municipalities working with us.
Meanwhile, Governor Christie still needs to fill 4 vacancies on the Highlands Council, including a new chairman. It's unclear how committed the administration is to the process.
Well, I will say that we understand that the governor has a lot of things on his plate and many issues that are pressing. So we understand that, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to sit down with the new administration and work with them and for them.
The administration's decision to cut the state's clean energy fund by more than $150 million also came under scrutiny. Environmentalists say the demand for money for alternative energy programs outweighs the current funding. The groups say the cut will hurt homeowners who are taking advantage of energy efficiency programs.
When we invest in energy efficiency, we realize a return on investment of at least $3, sometimes $4, $5, even $6 for every dollar we spend. So the residential customers get hurt, businesses get hurt.
The Clean Energy Program also funds rebates for homeowners and businesses installing solar panels. However, a majority of the companies are moving away from using those rebates.
In 2009, about 80% of all the projects that were completed by project count relied on solar rebates, but 20% of all of the projects in the state that were completed delivered 80% of all the capacity. So most of the solar that's being built in New Jersey today is being done without the support of rebates.
A spokesman for Governor Christie says although it was an unattractive choice, the money in the Clean Energy Fund was an unspent balance, and that funding Highlands preservation is a future policy decision. Ed Rogers, NJN News, Trenton.